Hi, welcome to my Makeup Monday for Monday the 1st of September 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. So let me just see if I can find if I've gone live. I normally get an email to say I've gone live, so I am a little bit late. I apologise for that. Let's see, no email. Let me try. Oh, YouTube live. Oh, there we are. Margaret, Felicity, hi. Sorry, I am a little bit late. We have got workmen next door in our neighbour's yard. They are constructing the most massive steel shed. And I mean, it's not a shed. It's like, it's next level. I didn't realise how big it was going to be, and I can see it from my window, and I'm hoping that the camellias next door grow up really high so I can't see it. Anyway, if you hear drilling and I don't know what you're going to hear. I don't know. I was hoping they'd have a lunch break, but they haven't, so we'll have to just wing it and go with it. Hi, Lee. You just got a notification. Yay! And where are you from, Lee? Nice to have you join us. So today I'm going to do a fun fold card. I put it up on my Insta and Facebook. Sometimes I don't keep my blog up to date. I'm a bit slack there. Newcastle. My son and daughter-in-law live in Newcastle. Yeah, but I put it up on Insta and Facebook, and I got requests saying, can I do it for a class? And I said, no, maybe not a class. I'll do it for a video. So this is it. So it's called a bookbinding twisted easel card. I did a twisted easel card a few weeks back, and this one's just a little bit of a tweak to it. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Once again, I've got workmen working next door constructing a big steel shed, so there might be noise. Okay. Hi, Roz. Florida. And what's the weather like in Florida today? I don't know what that would be. Florida doesn't really get cold, does it? You're more like, you know, Hawaii type weather, I think. Anyway. Okay, so this is what we're doing, a bookbinding twisted easel card. It's hard to say. Okay, so this is the card. And yeah, I did put it up on my socials and I got comments saying, can you do that in a class? Can we do a class? And I said, no, but I'll do a video. So here we go. So that's what it looks like. It is a 5... It's a 5-inch square. No, it's not. It's a 6. No, it's a 5.5 by 5. So we'll go over all the measurements as we start. But this is using the Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper, and it opens up like that. Let me put that up there. So it opens up like that, and you've got, it goes flat, so it can go into like a 6-inch square envelope. And this is the bookbinding part. See, this bit is like so. Can you hear that? I'm sorry. So that's sort of pressed down, so that makes it like a book. And then this one opens up. And when you do an easel card, you do need like a stopper. So I just got the sailing boat die out and put that there and put it up on dimensionals to make it a stopper. I thought that went really well with the scene in this paper. Let me do this. Very hot and steamy. Oh, you do get chilly in Florida. I thought it was just sunny and warm all year round, but that's okay. Mid-December and January. Well, I guess that is the middle of your winter, so you have to have a little bit of coldness to make the rest of the country, you know, to accommodate them. Hi, Marilyn. So yeah, so this is the bookbinding twisted easel card. So it goes like that, and it's when it'll sit on your bench for display. That's how it will sit. So that's what we're going to make today. So I am going to use the Beautiful Gallery paper again, but I'm going to use a different panel. So let me put that there. I've got to work out. Oh, can you hear that noise? I'm so sorry. Let me just see if I can see if I turn that. No, I do need my light. Must be because I'm getting old and going blind. So the sets I'm going to use today is the Shepherd's Care Cling Stamp. That's an online exclusive. It came out last year for Christmas, and I'm going to use the Peace on Earth sentiment. And then this is a new one that's in the mini catalogue, and the mini catalogue goes live on Wednesday, as does some online exclusives. So you will have access to be able to view all the online exclusives that go live on Wednesday, and there's a lot of Christmas stuff in that as well. So this one's in the mini catalogue, and I thought it's not really Christmas, but you could make it Christmas. Hi, Barbara. But this has got from our family to yours. So I thought I'd stamp that one and cut it out with circle punches, and that will be my stopper for the inside of my card. Okay, so there's not a lot of stamping in this card. Now, I haven't put it on post-it notes today because I don't know, I'm distracted with the workman next door. Every time I look out, there's oh no, one's got his t-shirt on. There's one with his t-shirt off and his shorts and work boots, and he doesn't have a very good body, let me tell you that. But I am distracted, I must admit. Oh, okay, so the noise isn't too bad. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad, because it's very annoying. I thought, why can't they do it on a Thursday and Friday when I'm at work? All right, so what you need for this card is a 6-inch piece of cardstock by 12 inches. Now, I have got the old basic black. Oh, good. I'm glad it's not too bad for you guys. That's good. Must just sound a heck of a lot worse for me. I've got some of the old basic black cardstock. It now comes in the two-tone cardstock, and the two-tone cardstock is a little bit flimsier, which is a little bit sad if you want to make sort of like, you know, 6-inch or bigger cards, because as you know, our A4 cardstock isn't quite 12 inches. It's just shy of 12 inches. It's 29.7, so I think it's about 11 and 11 and a quarter. Anyway, so I'm using some old basic black, so 6 inches by 12. Now what we're going to do with that is we're going to get our trimmer, and we're going to put it in on the long side, and we're going to score it. We'll need the arm to come out. There we go. We're going to score it at 6 inches. So that's in half because it's 12 inches in length. So we're going to score it at 6. And we're going to score it at 7. Let me just double check before I do anything silly. Yep, at 7. I think that's right. I've got another piece of cardstock if it's not right. And I think I've pretty much done everything else. Oh no, I haven't. I was going to do some embossing, but I forgot. I'll do that with you guys. So we're going to fold our cardstock in half at the 6-inch score line. And where's my bone folder? And then at the 7-inch score line, so 1 inch in from the halfway mark, we're going to fold it back. Hi, Becky from KY. Where is KY? You'll have to educate me because I'm not extremely well travelled. Hi, Lorraine. So yeah, so that forms our book fold. So I'll go over it again. It's 6 inches by 12 inches. We've scored it at 6 inches and at 7 inches. So we're going to fold it in half to get a halfway mark, and then fold the 7-inch score line back, and that forms our book binding. So that's that. Now let's have a look at what else we've got. We've got have I said hello to Barbara? I think I have. If I miss saying hello to you, I do apologize. I can't keep up sometimes. We have got 2 card mats. Actually, we've got 3. I tell a lie. We've got 3 card mats that are 4 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches, so a square. So we're going to put one here. We're going to put one on the inside. Kentucky. Now, I haven't been to Kentucky. I've been to a few places in America, but no, haven't been to Kentucky or Florida. And then this one we're going to emboss and cut diagonally in half because we want to put a pretty panel in there. So that's what we're going to do with that one. So they're 3 panels or matting pieces, and they're 4 3/4 inch squares, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Then we've got a piece of our Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. So as you can see, this one I used the boats. Maybe they've gone and had lunch now. I can still hear them. But as you see, this is the one I'm using today, because I thought I could kind of make that into a Christmas card. Not that snowy is Christmas in Australia, but there's some other scenery ones in here that you could use. There's the boat one I used for that card. And then there's hills. This is a couple of packs of this paper. I've just combined it all together. Such beautiful paper. This one's really nice. Oh, and there's that one too. That's really nice. The scenery papers are really lovely. So I am using that paper, and you do have to cut it down, but why not? Just buy another pack. So I have cut this one down to measure 4 1/2 inch square. So 4 1/2 inches by 4 1/2. And I just worked out which part of my piece of Designer Series paper I wanted. And I've cut off some of the bottom to try and keep most of the sky. So it's just a matter of working out where you want it, where you want your 4 1/2 inch square to be. So I think mine is sort of like, see, like that. Can you see that? So I've chopped off the sky. I've kept that top bit because you can use that for something. I've chopped off this bit. You can keep that. So I narrowed it down to 4 1/2 inches, and then I chopped it at 4 1/2, but I kept this little piece. Now, I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, because that's going to be this part on our book binding. And then I kept the other piece, so that's 1/2 inch, and this is 1 inch. So 4 1/2, so that's 6 inches across. And I've kept that piece because I'm going to use that on the inside to decorate inside. So you actually cut it down to 4 1/2 inches, and then cut it at 4 1/2, then a half, and you're left with a 1 inch strip, a 1/2 inch strip, and your 4 1/2 inch square. Does that make sense? I really hope it does, because I don't know how else to explain it. So that's just the way I did it. And it's just a matter of playing with your scenery piece of paper, working out if you want more sky, then you leave sky at the top, cut off some of the bottom. Sometimes I cut off bottom and top to sort of, you know, shrink it in. It just depends. This one is, what is this? This is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, same as your piece of paper, because that's going to be another matting piece inside, and that's where that one's going to go on that piece. So let's bring our cut emboss machine in because I forgot to do my embossing on my spare panel. So let's do that. That's the panel I'm going to use. Let's put that there, and let's not get ourselves into a muddle. Okay, let's grab my embossing folder and my emboss machine. Folder. I've just got to find it. Bear with me, girls. Here it is. And it's not a 3D one, so I shall need this plate, not this plate. I need that. I think they might have gone and had lunch. Yay. Now I think that's just one, and then I cleared on top. They really distracted me all morning. How rude. No, I need the other clear plate. Silly me. Okay. So that's, put that through. No, that's not going through. What am I doing wrong? See, that's what happens when you get stupid workmen next door. I can't work out what I'm doing. Thin die. Oh, I don't need thin die adapter. I just need the 2 clear plates. I remember. Most of our embossing folders. Hi, Jenna Marie. Hi, Tanya. Are 3D now, so I don't very often have one that's not 3D. That's why I've got myself into a tangle. Okay, let's get rid of the emboss machine. I'll just need to get my trimmer back out for a minute. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Now this is just normal Mossy Meadow cardstock. It's not two-tone. If you wanted to use two-tone, you certainly could. And you could get your sanding block and sand it off. That's what you could do. I did not do that. Now, I'm going to just cut that diagonally in half. So I've got my embossed panel there. So I just want to put that into my trimmer to put the 2 points in the track. Now I'm not going to put my blade at the bottom because it'll scrunch up the I'll never apologise being late, Jenna Marie. Goodness, I was late too, so I need to apologise. It does scrunch up the corner. I normally, if I'm cutting diagonally on a triangle, I'm just going to go like that. Start sort of in the middle and go up and back. And that gives you 2 pieces, so you can make a second card with that or put that on another card. Okay. Let's bring our card back in and our sample. Right, so now I'm just going to start doing a little bit of matting. I'm going to get my silicone mat out and let's get all the insides somewhere else. And then I won't get myself into a pickle. Okay, glue, 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 glue. My full glue. Okay, so I'm going to put my pretty scene onto my Mossy Meadow card matting piece. I think these cards are a really great way of showing off the scenery paper. Now, I might have said this before. I buy 6x6 envelopes just off the internet. I just Google it and then buy them. I can't even tell you where I get them from because I buy them so rarely. So that's just going to go straight there. So we could actually even put that on. Let's do that. Yeah, so I can't even tell you where I get them from because I buy them so rarely. Oh, that's going to be up too close to the edge, Denise, and then you're going to have glue spurtage. But yeah, just Google 6 by 6 or 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. Yes, look, lose footage. And square envelopes, and they'll come up. And then this is my little, what is it? I think it's a 1/2 inch strip of the designer series paper that was cut off from here. And this is 3/4 of an inch, and that one is 4 3/4, and this one is 4.5 inches. So when I do like a square card, I tend to leave it in inches because it's just easier. and I'm working with 6 by 6 paper, so it's just easier to leave everything in inches. There we go, just my little side panel, and I shall put some glue on that. Oh, Officeworks has them, do they, Tanya? Oh, next time I'm in need, I will have to have a look there first. I did not know that. Thank you. Oh. Got to learn to put my glue a little bit further in from the edge. Okay, so that has formed. Oh no, I've done that wrong. Ah! I've done that wrong, girls. Look, I meant to have scored it. Okay, there's a nice bookbinding card. Let's start again. Oh my goodness, what an idiot. Okay, this, and I think I told you it was 6 inches wide. It is not, it was 5 inches wide. Holy moly. Well, we could just make a nice bookbinding card. Oh, you idiot. Okay, scored at 6 and scored at 7. This is the way we make a mistake. And now we need another piece of everything, really. And look, I've got my piece of designer series paper here. Oh my lord. What an idiot. Is that going to be wide enough? Oh, look at that. That's good. Ah. Okay, so this has got to be 4 3/4. You idiot. You weren't concentrating, were you? Okay, now we've got, and then this has got to be 3/4 of an inch by 4.5. Is that right? No, by 4 3/4. 3/4 of an inch. Creative deviation. Is that what you call it, Felicity? I call it stupidity on my part. I tell you what, the workman next door have just sent me for a loop. All right, let me look at how where I cut my. Okay, so I want a little bit cut off there, so I'm going to cut 1 inch off the top. Now what's that? Now I need this to be 4. Let me look at my measurements so I don't muck up this. I need this to be 4.5. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to cut I'm going to put it at 4.5 now and cut down here. Get rid of that piece. Keep my little strips. Okay, and as I said, this is now 6. So I want it to be 4.5 there. Have I done this right? Phew. And then I'm going to do 1/2 inch, and that is that going to match up? Let me look. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. 1/2 inch this way. That will be for my bookbinding piece, and then that's my inside piece. Okay, let's start this all over again. Get rid of that one. I'll finish that. Now let me see which one. It's the card base. I need to score diagonally. Okay. So I'm going to fold it. That's in half at 6. You like seeing Demos make mistakes. I don't. I don't, because I feel for them. Because I do it. I mean, the other card is going to be nice too, because it's just going to be a bookbinding card. Okay, so this one's going to go over like that. So let's get back to where we need to be. And then I forgot the most important step. And I'm just going to double check myself again. Okay, so this is our card base. I need to score it from the top left corner. I think they're having lunch because they're not climbing ladders. No, I'm not really, Lee, because I tell you what, they're not that good looking. Now, you know, if they were nice on the eye. Okay, so the top left corner down to that score line for the bookbinding. Does that make sense? So this is our card base, and I'm going to score from the top left down to this score line. And I'm going to score it. I'm not going to cut it, for goodness sakes. Knowing me, I'll cut. Okay, so I've got the top left corner in it and the score line for the bookbinding in the track. And I'm going to make sure I've got my scoring blade. Oh, I think I spoke too soon. I think they're back. Okay. Right, let's start again. Honestly, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. Right, let's just start. Okay, and now we've got that. So that's going to go like so. Is that right, Denise? I'm just making sure. Now tonight's going to fold in. Jeez, I'm making a mess of this card today. Just imagine if I tried to do this one in a class. It's going to be just shocking. Okay. So it's scored in half, so makes your card. Score your other 7-inch score line, makes your bookbinding part. Score diagonally, and that's going to go into the mountain because it's going to sit like so, like this one does. Much easier to make when you're not doing a video. Okay, so let's think about it. I'm thinking. Okay, I do want to put that there. Let's do it that way so Denise doesn't get too confused. She's already confused. Okay, let's make sure I don't put this on upside down. That would be not good. That was going to be upside down, so we don't want that. So I'll put that onto my little matting piece of Mossy Meadow and shimmy it down a bit. Now, I am going to put that onto my card base. Good Lord. Okay. And there we go. There we go. There. Done. Now I'm going to get my beautiful scenery piece and I'm going to put this on my Mossy Meadow matting piece. Yeah, I've decided not to do fun fold card. I know, it's not good, is it, Lee? At least have some eye candy. Good Lord. I've decided not to do fun fold cards in my classes anymore because there's a lot of reasons. Well, you can see I got myself into a mess just then, but if I don't do all the cutting and scoring, people get it wrong. And it's just so hard. And I just think, you know what? I don't want to. Okay, so we are going to attach, what are we going to do? We've got our half piece of embossed cardstock. I'm going to put that here. I'm going to put that down with glue. Can you see that's there? Okay, so I'm going to attach that one now. Yeah, I've just sort of decided, what's the point of them coming to do a fun fold if I have to do all the cutting and scoring because they're not listening. I mean, I know I've just made a big balls up anyway, but if they're not listening or not concentrating, too busy chatting, and then they stuff up. Like, I've got to come up and get more cardstock, or I could just say, we'll make a nice bookbinding card. But yeah, so I've decided I'm not doing fun folds anymore in class. Okay, so this is going to go onto this triangle here. So we don't want to put glue all over the back because that would be silly. But we want to make sure we cover up our embossed panel so that when it sits flat down flat, you can't see. It's kind of a surprise that there's that behind. So I am going to put glue here, but not go right down to the bottom. I'm going to sort of leave a little bit of leeway, and I'm just going to match it up with my embossed panel underneath and glue that down. So I forgot the most important thing, and that was that diagonal fold. Whoops. Okay, let's just leave that and glue it, let it glue for a minute. Now you can see on this one I've got some twine wrapped around, but it's not on the back. I've done that before I've glued that part down, so we're going to do that next. Just making sure this is dry. Now my borders aren't 100% great, but I'm happy. Because it's doing what it's meant to do. Ah, yay, look, a twisted easel card. Yay. Okay, so now I'm going to open it up, and this is our bookbinding part, and I'm going to get linen thread. The reason why I used linen thread on this card is because if I'd used ribbon, where is some ribbon? Here. I could use basic beige, or I could use secret sea, no, not secret sea, cloud cover ribbon, but it covers up that strip of paper. It's too wide. So I went with the linen thread, and I think it's in the online exclusives. There's some early espresso and mossy meadow linen thread coming, and I thought, I haven't ordered mine yet. I had to stop. But yeah, and I just wrapped it around 2 or 3 times. Let's see. This is when I'm all fingers and thumbs as well, and I can't. Okay, let's just start that again. This one will go down in the history books. This video is a big shocker. Not to worry. Can't be perfect all the time. I'm far from perfect any of the time. Okay, I'm going to go round again. And I think I'll just go round twice because I think that's as much as I can handle today. Can you imagine doing this in a class? I don't think so. Okay, so I'm going to get my little tweezers. And what am I going to do? Here we go. Just poke it through and just tie a knot is what I did. So let's, where's my snips? There we go. Okay. I'm going to poke it through again. I do find the linen thread a little bit tricky to play with. Sometimes it's just not very cooperative. Now this is where I use my tweezers, my reversible tweezers. It's going to hold my knot for me while I just do another little knot. When you get that linen thread, oh, okay. I believe, what to do with it? Let me look. I believe it is actually linen thread. Is it in here? There we go. Early espresso, old olive linen thread pack. That's linen thread. You have, oh no, what have I done with it? Here it is. in the online exclusives, you also have coming black and white and gold baker's twine. That is thicker. But this definitely says linen thread. So I would say if it's linen thread, it's the same as our linen thread. It's got to go on my next order. I want it. Okay. Okay, so I've held that down. I've tied my knot. I might just tie another one, just to be on the safe side. There we go. I know. How cool. And I am going to cut that off there. Now, I only went round twice because I figured that's all I could manage today. And as you know, girls, with my linen thread, I do like to get a pokey tool that's got all sorts of gum on it. Needs a good clean. And fray it. And that early espresso and Mossy Meadow one would look good on this card because I've used Mossy Meadow as my card mats. But, you know, I forgot to get it in my pre-order. Okay, so we've got, what have we got? We've got a book binding. We've got our easel part happening. We've got to glue our book binding down. Now, you could use glue. I don't. I use tear and tape on my book binding part because I don't want it coming off. I want it to stay stuck and I don't want any glue spurting over the top, and I'm even going to put it over my linen thread. So I will just burnish that down. I know it's really exciting, so don't forget to have a good look at the online exclusives that go live on Wednesday. There are a lot of Christmas things in there, not just what's coming in the catalogue. Okay, so now you've got your adhesive on your bookbinding part, and we can put that over and press it down. Okay, so we're getting our twisted easel bookbinding cards coming along. Okay, we've got our emboss panel in there. We've got our scene. Okay, so now let's open up and pop our linen thread away. However long I go today doesn't count because I had to start over. Okay, that's our piece that we can use on another card. This is our spare piece. Now we've got our inside panel to do. Whoops. So this is, let me just open that up like so. So this is just a matter of matting your pieces together. This is brand new, this glue, and I'm still shaking it. Okay, onto, this is basic beige. I was going to do cloud cover, but then I thought, no, I think I'll do basic beige. Okay, so that's that. And then this little piece is actually the extension of that piece. So I'm just using it to decorate inside. Okay. And what did I do? I went right over to the edge. That's what I did. You could make this card with Christmas paper, not a scene. It doesn't have to be a scenery paper. Yeah, you could easily make, and I might just do that as another option. I won't do it today because I think I'll mess it up. Okay, so let's put this inside. Okay, so if you're looking for square envelopes, Tanya says Officeworks has them. So, yay. If that's correct over here on the east coast of Australia, that'd be great. Okay, so that is coming together. Now, we've got to stamp a sentiment for the front and one on basic beige. And what colour will we use for the stopper? or probably Mossy Meadow, because that's our matting piece. So there. And I've got the 1 3/4 inch punch, which is current. I've just got the really old style. And I don't know if the 1 1/2 inch punch is retired or current. I cannot remember. So we won't worry too much. So let's see if this will fit in here. No, I think it's just a little bit too... Let's just look. Is it too... Oh, if I'm really, really clever, which is not very possible. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's that. And let's grab a piece of basic beige. You can see my basic beiges that I was playing with and making a mess of, but that's okay. Alright, so what are we doing? Where the stamp set's gone? Here we are. Okay, so this one is the Shepherd's Care one, and I'm going to do Peace on Earth, and grab a block. Where's my block? Oh, I've got blocks on my desk. Here we go, these ones. Now, this I think requires Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to practice on my little scrap here. Now, can you see? Oh, wow, square cards. But do they sell the envelopes, Marilyn? That'd be cool. Can you see this stamp is very close to the, let me hold it over here. It's very close to the bottom on the red rubber, and it has a lot on the top. But the sticker, the words are in the center. So I have to take into account that that's not accurate. And I have to move my stamp up if I want that centered on a banner. If I've already pre-cut my banner, which I have. So, one reason why it'll be good to have everything photopolymer, because that is really annoying. So it's not centered, so I have to move my stamp up a little bit and hope I don't miss. Aha, I got it. So yeah, that's, where am I? Next. Oh cool, thank you, Marilyn. Well, they never used to have them back in the day, but as I said, I don't buy them very often, and yeah. I'm just going to tidy up this little banner. This is a stylish shape die, and it just seems to have gotten a little bit skewy here at the end, so I've just tidied that up. That's going to go across here, and then in this beautiful new set that I have got, that have not played with, I'm going to get this one that says from our family to yours, because I think that's a really nice one. And I'm going to get my eraser and just condition the stamp so it'll stamp nicely. Pick up the ink well for the first time. Oh, look at that. Don't you love it when it stamps well? Okay, so that's here, my 1 1/2 inch circle. And I'm just going to cut that out like so. I've got a feeling that's current, not sure. Okay, so I am going to put my Peace on Earth up on dimensionals. Oh, of course, I'm down to the edges again. I've been doing a little bit more scrapbooking this morning, trying to finish off the virtual album retreat. Yeah, I'm way behind, but you know, that's okay. So I was using up all my dimensionals on my scrapbooking pad. I'm going to put it across here because I just think that looks like a, not a Christmas in Australia scene, but it does look like a Christmassy scene. I did, Tanya. Did you want to see them or there? Yep, I did. I was only going to get the dies, and I decided you'll regret it, so I got the stamp set as well. But yeah, I got the dies. Okay, so that's there, and now you can see with my sample card, I stuck my boat down in the corner. I am going to stick that on with tape into my 1 3/4 inch circle, and then that is going to go down. Oh look, I've got a real one. That is going to go down in the corner. I'm just going to use my edges. I think I recovered. I think I recovered well. Oh, you're just going to get the stamp set. Isn't that funny? We live too far away. If you got the stamp set and I got the dies. Yeah, I do love layering dies. Very much. And this is going to go here in this corner as our stopper. So what I'm going to do, can you see? I won't put that in vision. I'm just going to put this matting piece, like it's going to just, the edge of my circle is going to be on the edge of the basic beige. That is my plan. Whether it comes to fruition is another thing. Okay. And then that, because it's up on dimensional, that's our stopper. Can you see? So you can put anything, as I've done with the boat, you can put anything as a stopper for an easel card. And this one goes down flat. This one goes down flat. Now I've got to put some bling on that, and I don't know what kind of bling. I've got to work out a better storage solution for my bling. It's really irritating me. I'm just thinking. So that's our card, pretty much. It's finished. And it's a twisted easel card. Bookbinding, twisted easel card. See, we've got a bookbinding, and it's twisted, and it's an easel. And over here, here's one I prepared earlier. That's just a bookbinding card. Because I'm stupid. Let's have a look and see what bling. I sort of think we need kind of something sparkly, but not really sparkly. Don't need gold. We need sort of like silvery. Let me, yeah, I've got to sort my bling out. Don't want holographic. And I don't want drussery dots. They're a bit big. Oh, these ones might be nice. What are these? Iridescent foil gems. I think they are nice. Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you for sticking with me through thick and thin. Okay, now on my sample card, I just put 3 going down there. Because of a scene, I didn't quite know where to put them. I might put them coming up from the bottom. This has got so much gunk on it. Let's go to this. Okay, so let's grab this big one and put it here, and this one, and put it here, and this one. I just sort of think, rather than dot them all over the scene, I think just sort of having them somewhere like that is better. I'm in ready. Okay, so that is our bookbinding twisted easel card using the Beautiful Gallery paper. And yeah, you could even splatter a bit of Winker Stella. Oh, how nice, Margaret. Can you send them up to me? My garden needs weeding, really. Yeah, so that's sort of what it's meant to turn out like. But if you just want to do a normal bookbinding card, you certainly can, and it'll look just as pretty. So I hope you enjoyed it, even with all my muff-ups. I will put all the measurements below this video. If you're wanting any of the measurements, I'll put them below the video. Oh, that's nice, Jean-Marie. I hope you get to create one. Thanks, Dania. I'll make that one up as well. I'll finish that one off and just say, you know, when you forget, when you're being silly. I know what I was going to show you. Let's go back down to the craft desk for a split second. I'll show you the scrapbooking page I was working on before I went live. I've still got to finish it. Here it is. So this was I think August, out of the virtual scrapbooking retreat. And yeah, this was at the wedding rehearsal on the Friday afternoon before Matt's wedding, and the sun was setting and it was so cold. It was so cold. But the sunset was beautiful. So this is the first page. There's another page that I'm going to do. So yeah, I've just got to glue this down a bit. I haven't attached that yet. Everything else is attached. So that's what I was working on yesterday and this morning. So I've just got to finish that off and do the other side. I've got to print out a few more photos. But yeah, that's what I was working on this morning. That's nice I do like doing some scrapbooking. I'm wanting to do more of that. So thank you for watching, ladies. So sorry I stuffed up. But you can see that you can recover yourself. And that's why I've gone longer. Have a great start to your week and to spring. I hope the weather is warming up wherever you... It's still available, is it? The scrapbooking retreat. Look, I know it's really expensive, but if you're not a very confident scrapbooker, it's well worth the money. And it gives you ideas, kind of like card sketches. It gives you ideas and gets you sort of started and on your way. So thanks, Lorraine. Haven't you? I found it over on YouTube, all the videos. So I didn't get an email with the link to the YouTube videos. I just went back onto the Virtual Album Retreat Facebook page and just sort of scrolled through and found the link there. But yeah. So have a great start to your week, and I will see you on Wednesday for Card and a Cuppa. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.